So this video is using the dark blue lens. Again, dark blue because of the casing on the outside of it. It's still a lens. I still did the same process where I put the lens down, traced around it. I took my laser in its holder and I just shined it through the lens in various positions. But you can see right away there's a difference in what happens to the light rays. So you can see as they're coming out of the lens, they are spreading out or diverging. So again, that's a hint as to what kind of lens this is. The rays are diverging as they come out. But I still want to find the focal point of this lens. So how do I do that? Well, if you look at these rays, if you were to trace them backwards behind the lens, you can see that they would come together at a certain point. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my ruler and I'm going to actually trace each one of these rays now back behind the lens. I'm going to make them dotted lines just so that they're a little bit easier to see the difference between my 5 incident rays and the ones that I'm tracing back. You don't necessarily have to do it that way. I just like to make sure that everything is clear as far as what it is. So you see I'm going to trace it all the way back to the edge of the paper. So there's one, and I'll try and do this quickly. And I'm trying to be also really careful that my ruler is actually lined up correctly, because I hate making a mistake just because my ruler wasn't in the right place. And this one, my center line, look, goes right down the center again. And one here. And then one more. So you can see that all of our rays again converge behind the lens now. They're coming together and we've got again a pretty clear spot right about right here that I'm going to mark, where generally speaking they all come together. It's not perfect because, like I said before, we are all human, so it's not going to be perfect. But we're going to measure, again, from the center of the lens to that focal point. And I know you can't see it on the video, but it's showing me right at about 14.2 centimeters. So again, in your journal, what you're going to sketch out in the section labeled dark blue lens is this diagram that I have right here with my lines diverging on the other side of the lens and then converging on this side. Mark your focal point with the distance labeled 14.2 centimeters. And then again, just like with the first one, tell me what kind of a lens is that based on what you've seen here. Is it a convex or a concave lens? And be sure to write that in your journal as well. So your completed journal page should have both of these sketches, both of the focal points marked with the measurement, and what kind of lens it is, concave or convex.